Thanks for clicking on State of the City. My name is Todd Prafke. I'm the City Administrator here in St. Peter, and I really appreciate you taking the time, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube or off our website, for clicking on this State of the City. Today is April 8th. A little bit gloomy today, but a little bit warmer, so we're happy about that. But again, I'm not here to do the weather report. I am here to talk about two specific missions that we have for this edition of State of the City. The first is to discuss the workshop from Monday night, from the 6th, and the second is to go through a few tidbits of information that we hope are valuable to you and help you live, work, or play and be happy here in St. Peter. So let me go through the workshop if I can. The workshop had about 5 agenda items, but let me focus on 3. The first one is the council received an update on Solus project. Now, the Solus project is a project that is being promoted by a group within the community, including the court system, to assist folks who have been in drug court, primarily women who are leaving drug court, to be able to be reunited with their kids if they haven't been able to be with their kids for a while, and to be able to get some training and social services support. And the council has previously said they're very interested in supporting this and have provided some opportunity for that, and also have one council member that's appointed to the steering committee to help really make sure that it's going in the direction that the council feels very comfortable with. While the project isn't funded yet, while the project doesn't have a secured exact location, there have been a couple of different locations discussed, but it's great that the organizers, the folks that are participating in it, can come and have a dialogue with the city council and keep the council updated. So we're happy about that. The next one that I think is important for the city council that they talked about was the water fund. Now, it's never any fun when we're talking about budgets, and people just don't love the idea of budgets, but we have a number of different funds that are very important to the operations and the services that you receive as a part of living in St. Peter, and the water fund is one of those. Now, the water fund isn't in trouble, but boy, it's not super financially healthy. As many of you know, we've made some significant changes and improvements to infrastructure to meet nitrate issues and other issues within the aquifers within our area and where we draw water from. So we wanted to make sure that the council continues on a yearly basis to know where we are at financially and to make some decisions rather relative to capital planning, relative to what rates are, relative to expenditures and revenues. And so the council discussed that and had a long discussion about what to do. I think they are aware very clearly that rates are high here in St. Peter. We're in the 60th to 70th percentile in the state of Minnesota. But again, we've made significant investment in the quality of the service that you receive is very, very high. And so they try and take all that into consideration. They do see the numbers and see that there needs to be some level of modification to the rates. Exactly how or when or at what level that happens is still something that will be discussed. The council had a lot of discussion about modification to the base rate and modification to the usage amount, that amount that you pay per thousand. That per thousand charge is what we normally call it. And so the council will have some ongoing discussions. They sent staff back with a little bit of direction as to where to go and how to calculate some of these things out, what they want to see for additional information. And so over the next few weeks, we'll be having another discussion with the city council, seeking their direction and input as to where that fund should go, and frankly, how much all of us, you and me, should pay for water services within our community. The next one that the council talked about was construction standards, and you can see these on our website. We have, I think, 100 plus of them. These are engineering diagrams that show if you're building a manhole, this is how you should build it. If you're building a sidewalk, this is how you must build it. If you're repairing the skirt, the front part of your driveway, this is how it has to be fixed by your contractor, those kind of things. So we do have slight modifications from time to time and additions from time to time, and so this is one of those times where we have some changes and modifications. Actually, most of them this time relate to street lighting as we evolve into LED street lighting and continue to put additional LED street lighting up. We're doing that through attrition, not just big areas all at a time, but through attrition. And so we wanted to make sure that as new subdivisions come online, as folks make changes, that they understand exactly what we're looking for, exactly what the specifications or the standards really are. So if you want to check that out, let us know, or check it out on our website. You can search on our website a little bit, and they'll be able to direct you really pretty quickly to the location where we have all of those drawings, hundreds or so of them. Now to the tidbits. First of all, I know I've had a few phone calls about this, and I had talked about this in a previous State of the City video blog, but when do parks open? And by when do they open, they don't mean when can I go shoot baskets or when can I be on the grass. They really mean when are the restrooms open? When are the water fountains going to be working? So the general rule in St. Peter is not until May 1st. A week or two ago, we had some great, wonderful, warm days. I think the one day it got up into the low 80s. And why aren't those parks open? Why aren't those open? Well, it wasn't only a few days after that, and we had sleet and snow, and it got down into the high 20s for temperature. Part of what we do is try and look at the long-range weather forecast and say, well, if we can open them, we will, but we don't want to open them at a time when we're concerned about freezing. You and I have paid a lot of money for those facilities, and we want to make sure that we aren't causing damage by getting everything all running, and then we have a freeze or a thaw or another freeze problem and cause some damage. So we tend to wait until we're really sure. Now, the latest is May 1st, but if we think there's a great opportunity to do it a little bit earlier, we will do it earlier. So stay tuned on Facebook or our website or watching council meetings. We'll be sure to get the information out when those are available and when we have everything up and running. I also want to mention a regular spring and fall ritual is hydrant flushing. We do it for lots of great reasons, including making sure that the water is nice and clean within those mains, including making sure that fire suppression, those fire hydrants really work when we need them, if we need them. We hope we don't need them, but when we do, we have to make sure that they're working well. We also do it for insurance ratings. We do pressure testing. And so insurance companies subscribe to this company called ISO. There are others like this, but ISO, and that ISO stands for Independent Service Organization, and they gather all this data that goes in to set our rates for fire insurance, your rates for fire insurance. And so when we can do good testing, promote that we have lots of water and the pressure is appropriate and all those things, it helps with insurance rates. So there's another reason that we do it. We generally do it overnight, and it's going to start on the 13th and will last until the 24th or 25th, someplace in that time frame. So watch for that in, really starting next week. You'll see folks maybe at your corner at 2 o'clock in the morning opening the fire hydrant for a couple of minutes and then closing it down, sometimes doing some testing and measuring at the same time. So watch for that. I also want to mention that we have nationally, it's Severe Weather Awareness Week, and so this is a copy of the hot sheet. Now, if you don't get the hot sheet, you can get it online or give us a ring or email us. I'll give you an email address, and we can tell you how we will ship it to you weekly in your email inbox. But it's Severe Weather Awareness Week coming up from April 13th to 17th. Aren't those some great pictures that we have of storms on there? Great pictures of storms. I'm not sure that all goes together, but it provides some tidbits and talks about what warnings mean, what watches mean, all of that great data. And in St. Peter, of course, since the tornado in 1998, we're extra sensitive to this and want to pay attention. So if you want this, you can check it out on our website, actually starting today, this afternoon. Or if you want the hot sheet just in general, which is kind of our weekly electronic newsletter, give us a ring, email us, and we'll be happy to send it to you. I also want to mention that we have a number of job openings, and you can find those on our website or at the Minnesota Job Bank, a number of places. So we have an opening for an assistant lead librarian, a water resource superintendent, SPPA productions assistants. Those are the folks that tape the council meetings or the school board meetings. So they have a very important job, work with cameras, the video setup, audio setup, so it's kind of a fun thing. And we'll be opening a position for an accounts payable receptionist. Now, if you're wondering about why are we hiring all these new people, actually these are positions where someone has left or been promoted. So none of these are new positions. They're all currently existing positions, and we're looking to hire just the right person to come in and fill those jobs. I also want to mention that just recently, the Becker Hospital Review rated Rivers Edge Hospital as one of the top 52 in the nation based on survey results for cleanliness of hospital rooms. Here's just one of the new newsletters that came out from Rivers Edge. This is spring of 2015, and so we want to promote Rivers Edge, but congratulations to the folks at Rivers Edge for receiving that award and really getting fantastic reviews for how wonderful and how clean our hospital rooms are. So one of the top 52 in the nation. How cool is that? Way to go, Rivers Edge. The last one that I want to mention is that you can get a lot of information from us by emailing us, checking out our website, checking us out on Facebook, or giving us a call. We're always happy to come and visit with groups or organizations about some of the things that are going on within the city of St. Peter. So check all those out. Give us a ring. We would love it if you like us on Facebook. I'm running quick out of time, so with that, I'll turn it off. But again, thanks for clicking on State of the City, and I hope to see you in a week or two. Have a great rest of your week.